We're back with a brand new edition of the Screen Team. It's right here on KWOC and being joined by two of my favorite ladies in the entire world. First off, we've got Sabrina J.
Peace.
Good to see you. And we've got Stacey Anderson. Stacey,
up,
how
dog?
are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
This show is special because, well, you ladies are on it, first off. But you guys each have chosen a movie to review, and you guys also chosen, because you guys wanted to do the new Now You Can See Me 2 movie, so that's like your combined pick.
Yes.
But first up, we have a movie that Sabrina's wanted to do on this show for a long, long time, and I said no, and I kept saying no. But then I finally said yes. And
because he's figured out that eventually I just don't give up.
That's right. You don't. You don't give up. Apple Dumpling Gang is the name of the movie, right?
Yes.
And you've been saying, I got a story to tell with this movie. I've got a story to tell with this movie. So are you going to tell the story right away, or are we going to have to wait?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I giggle and laugh because I've got a great story. It's not one I should be proud of, though. It's a story of when I was in, I think I was in second grade. And I lived over in, West Side, Poplar, Bluff, okay? Mm-hmm. And you could walk from the area that I lived in across the river and go to the theater. Not that far as walking goes, but for a second grader, it was kind of a big deal and not something I really had permission to do.
Well, it was a safer time back then.
It was, yeah. And I was influenced by an older child. She was like a fifth or sixth grader, you know, and she said, let's go to the movies. And I said, okay. She goes, tell your mom, my mom's taking us. And so I told my mom that her mom was taking us. And then we get to over to her house, and her mom's not there. And she goes, come on, let's go. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we're walking, and we walk to the movies, and we see the Apple Dumpling Gang.
Don Knotts.
And yeah, and there was it was like when you go, they would have them one movie, and then the next hour or so after the movie was over, they have another movie, and yeah, maybe it was a double feature because there was two movies playing. And anyway, so it was like the theater was literally wide open too. There was two levels. And it was all one movie theater. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were in there, and I guess it was summertime because it was in the middle of the afternoon or whatever. So here I am at the movies, and I go to the bathroom, and I come back, and the girl is gone.
Oh, no.
And there's a different movie playing, you know, and so I just sat back down and was watching, and I didn't really know what to do with myself. And then I hear my name come over a loudspeaker at the movie. Sabrina, come to the office. And I go down to the office, and the lady hands me the phone, and she said, I think this is your mother. And so I get on the phone, and she's yelling at me, and you come outside, we're going to have a cab pick you up, and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I got picked up and took home, and, apparently the girl had showed up and then was like, I don't know, I took this other girl with me, and I can't find her, and she's still there, I guess, or I don't know what happened to her. So she was scared that I had just left. Apparently I dawdled in the bathroom.
No way.
What?
You?
And so it was quite an ordeal, and I got my butt whooped, and I didn't get to hang out with that girl anymore.
That's probably a good thing. I think she would have sent you down the wrong road. You would have ended up like Amos and whatever his name is. Yeah.
So that's my Apple. I was part of the Apple Dumpling Gang that day.
Yeah, you were.
Up to no good.
She probably said, friend, I gotta go. I gotta go. Again?
So let's talk about this movie.
Let's talk about it. What's happening with this film?
Don Knotts and Tim Conway are like side characters in this movie.
They really are. I was really surprised by that.
But you remember them the most, I think. And there's the kids. There's 3 kids that are orphaned, and they show up on a stagecoach, and there's a fella, and what the heck was his name? The guy that took custody of the kids that didn't want them.
Bruce Banner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruce Banner.
You know what I'm talking about.
The Hulk.
Was it Bill Bixby?
Bill Bixby.
Yes,
Bill
Bill
Bixby.
Okay. So he takes custody of the kids to his chagrin, so to speak, and he likes to gamble. He likes to be a single guy, and there's these 3 kids, and he's like trying to pawn them off on the whole community. Well, apparently they've been left the deed to a mine, a gold mine, and nobody just knows where this gold is. And they fall into it one day, literally, and they strike gold. And all of a sudden, everybody wants a piece of the kids' action, and so everybody wants to adopt the kids. And basically, it comes down to Bill takes on the stagecoach driver, which is a woman, and marries her in order to keep the kids in a good home and a married couple's life, and then he's going to jet, and she's going to take responsibility for the kids and their welfare. And there's these 2 guys, and it's Tim Conway and Don Knotts, and they are bumbling burglars.
And everybody knows it too.
And everybody knows who they are, and they just sort of laugh them off and tell them, "Show up, you've been arrested, and you better show up tomorrow at noon to be hanged." And
bring your own and bring your own rope.
And bring your own rope. And so they're kind of the laughing stock of the whole community, but they're after that gold, and they end up, it being absolute comic relief, but they end up not being such bad guys.
Stacy, you down with this movie?
I loved this movie. I remember watching it when I was a kid, but it's probably been since I was a kid that I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, whenever I watched this earlier in the weekend, I had seen a movie that was about completely opposite of what that was, and I needed this Disney to purify my mind, get my mind straight again, because that was not where my weekend started.
It's a bad movie.
It had all the bad stuff in it. But yeah, this movie is a great movie. Like I was laughing. I just cackled, sit there and giggle. And yeah, it's
early 70s Disney.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was a good flick.
Yeah, 2nd grade would be about right.
This is the first time I've ever
Right.
2nd grade for you?
2nd grade, yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen this movie all the way through. I remember seeing previews for it when it used to be on The Wonderful World of Disney or something like that, and it always would be the marketing always seemed like Don Knotts and Tim Conway, like they were the stars of this film, and they even do it if you're going to buy the DVD,
they're on the front.
They're on the front of the cover, but they're really side characters to the kids and to Bill Bixby's character, and it's an interesting film. Definitely not one of my favorites, but I would say that I think it is a good family movie for everybody, but I don't think it's a movie I'm going to be seeing again.
I'm so shocked to hear that come out of his mouth.
I'm just a grumpy guy, so that's just me. But I just want to say that I think it is a good family movie for the entire family.
Sure.
So
I bet if his grandpa had watched it 10 times, he'd be a big fan by now.
I think you're right about that. It's definitely about the company.
Heavily influenced by who liked the movies also.
Did Luke sit through this one?
No.
No.
But he sat through the next one, Strangers on a Train. He loved it.
He did not.
We'll get to that one next, right here on KWOC.